Have you ever sat by the window, watching the cars roll by, and thought to yourself, I used to be out there, too? Maybe you've even whispered it under your breath, I miss the days when I had energy. When I felt alive. Well, let me tell you something that I'm 92. I still drive, not just to the corner store, I'm talking about 3-hour road trips, music on, windows down, hair blowing, just like I did when I was 42. And do you want to know the truth? I haven't been sick, not even a sniffle, in over 30 years. Now, you might be thinking, come on, that's not possible. But I promise you, it is. And it doesn't take magic. It takes 5 simple habits I started before most people even retired, that I'm going to share them with you, right here, right now, not in a lecture. Not in fancy doctor talk. Just one person to another, because if you're watching this, maybe a part of you still wants to feel that spark again, maybe you want to feel strong again, maybe, deep down, you still want to drive. Let's begin with the first habit, and I'll warn you, it's not what you expect. When people hear I haven't been sick in 3 decades, they assume I must have cut out sugar, or done extreme diets, or taken 100 pills a day, but no. My first and most powerful habit is what I do within the first 5 minutes of waking up every single morning. Before my feet even touch the floor, I talk to my body. Sounds silly, doesn't it? But stay with me. That I place one hand on my chest, one on my belly, and I say out loud, thank you. Thank you for keeping me alive. Now let's move, stretch, and shine. And then I sit up slowly and take in the light. You see, your body listens to the way you speak to it. At our age, no one else may talk kindly to you, but your own voice can still be the strongest medicine you have. That morning ritual sets the tone. It tells my immune system, get ready. We're not shutting down today. It tells my bones, wake up, we've got places to go. I don't start my day complaining about my knees or my back. I start it with respect, and over time, that respect has turned into power. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That can't be enough. You're right. That's just the beginning, because the second habit is what I do immediately after that. I move. But not the way most people move. That I don't just shuffle to the bathroom or sit and stretch a little. That I treat my mornings like I'm preparing for battle, because every day, the world gives us a new challenge. For 15 minutes, I do what I call longevity movement. It's not yoga. It's not weights. It's remembering how to move like a child. That I swing my arms like I'm flying. I twist my hips like I'm dancing in the kitchen. That I march in place like I'm leading a parade. Why? Because the joints we don't move, forget how to move. The moment we stop treating our bodies like they're alive, they start acting like they're not. You see, the human body has a secret switch. When it believes it's still needed, it fights harder to stay alive, but when it feels forgotten, it begins to let go. That's the real reason people get sick more as they age, not just because of germs, but because they forget to tell their body, you still matter. I remind mine every single day. Now here's the part that surprises people the most. I don't take any special vitamins, but I do something every morning that gives me more energy than coffee, and it doesn't cost a cent. I go outside, even when it's cold. Even when it's cloudy. Even when I don't feel like it. That I step into the light, I open my arms, and I breathe in deep like the world still belongs to me. There's something about early morning air. It's cleaner. Quieter. Full of a kind of hope most people forget exists. The birds aren't chirping for no reason, they're celebrating a new chance, and so am I. While the rest of the world hurries to check their phones, I stand with the trees, and you know what I whisper? I'm still here. That moment, that stillness, it does something to your heart. It resets your nervous system. It lowers your blood pressure. It sends a signal to your brain that says, there's no emergency. You're safe. And when your brain believes you're safe, it lets your body heal. This isn't just philosophy, this is science, and yet it's something our generation understood long before the studies were published. Back in the day, we didn't need apps or machines to tell us how to stay healthy. We had fresh air, real food, and time with people who mattered. And that brings me to the third habit. This one it's personal. It's the reason I never feel lonely. Even when I'm alone. It's the reason my heart still beats. With purpose, and it's the one habit most people ignore, until it's too late, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. That third habit I mentioned, it's the one that saved me from the slow death no one talks about. You can eat right. You can walk every morning. But if your heart doesn't feel full, if your spirit feels empty, the body listens. It shuts down, little by little, without you even noticing. That I see it happen in neighbors, in old friends, in people who used to laugh like thunder and suddenly just grow quiet. So here's what I've done every single day, for over 30 years, even on the hard days. Especially on the hard days that I connect, not with a screen. Not with a TV. With a person, even if it's just one. A wave to the mailman. A chat with the woman who bags my groceries. A call to someone I haven't spoken to in months, just to say, I thought of you today. I don't wait for the world to knock on my door. I go knocking first, and I know how it sounds. I'm too old for all that. But believe me, you're not. You're never too old to be seen. To be heard. To matter. You see, our bodies are built on rhythms. The heart beats. The lungs rise and fall. Life depends on connection. When we isolate ourselves, we break that rhythm. The body feels forgotten. The immune system weakens. And the days blur into a gray fog. But when we connect, even for 5 minutes, we remind the body, you're part of something bigger. You're alive. Now here's where things get interesting, because this habit of connection, it's not just emotional. It's physical. Tangible. In fact, I've made it a rule to hug someone at least once a day. Doesn't matter who, friend, grandchild, stranger who becomes a friend. I reach out. I hold on. I share warmth. There's something healing in a hug. Something that medicine can't match. Did you know that a single hug, 20 seconds long, can lower your blood pressure, ease pain, and even boost your immune system? Science caught up to something we've always known in our bones. Touch heals, even if it's just your hand on your own chest, whispering, I'm still here. And if you've got no one around, then write a letter. Even if you don't send it, write to your younger self. Or to someone you've lost. Or someone you miss. Put your heart back in motion, because when the heart stays still for too long, it forgets how to beat with joy. Now, I want to take you into the fourth habit. Point 1 that might raise a few eyebrows, because it's not about eating salads or taking supplements. It's about something far more powerful. And it begins with silence. Every day, no matter what, I take 10 minutes to sit with nothing but my breath. No distractions. No news. No background noise. Just the sound of me, alive. Why? Because silence is where the truth lives. When you sit quietly long enough, you start to hear things. Not voices, but wisdom, your own. You hear your body saying, slow down. You hear your heart whisper, I miss dancing. You remember things you thought were lost, the taste of summer peaches, the sound of a loved one's laughter, the way your hands used to hold the world like it was all yours. And in that stillness, something beautiful happens. You reset. Like a lake that stops rippling after a storm, and you realize, you're not done yet. That quiet moment every day is how I've avoided the kind of stress that ruins so many, because stress is a silent thief. It doesn't kick down the door. It sneaks in. In tight shoulders, shallow breathing, restless nights. But when you learn to sit with yourself, truly sit, in peace, you shut the door on that thief. You tell your body, this is a safe place. And your body responds with health. Now, let's pause here, not because the story ends, but because what comes next might be the most surprising habit of all. It's the one that's kept me out of hospitals. Kept my bones strong. Kept my mind sharp as a tack, even in my 90s, and yet, almost no one talks about it. You're probably wondering, what could possibly be left? We've talked about real food, real movement, real connection, and the power of stillness. So what's the final habit? What's the secret that's kept me sharp, mobile, and completely illness-free all these years? It's this: I never stopped learning. Now wait, don't scroll away. That I don't mean going back to school or reading 100 books. That I mean something far simpler, and far more powerful. Every single day, I teach my brain something new. That it might be a word I didn't know. A fact I never heard before. Or even just trying to brush my teeth with my opposite hand. Why? Because the moment we stop learning, the brain starts shrinking, and I don't mean that figuratively, literally. If you stop challenging your mind, the brain begins to shut down pathways. It says, "Oh, she's not using this anymore. Let's turn it off." And before you know it, memory fades. Focus gets foggy. And worst of all, you stop feeling curious about life. But when you stay curious, even in small ways, your mind lights up, new connections form. Old ones stay strong. You feel younger, sharper, more you. That's why I make it a habit to try something I've never done before. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Sometimes it's as small as learning how to use a new kitchen gadget. Sometimes it's a puzzle I've never tried. Other times, it's learning how to laugh at something that used to frustrate me, because even laughter is a form of learning, the brain recognizing joy in a place where there used to be stress. And here's what's really wild: learning, especially in older age, is like giving your brain a bath. It clears out the junk. It washes away the cobwebs, and it reminds your body, we're not done living yet. Now, I know someone out there is thinking, but my memory isn't what it used to be. Let me tell you something: that I forget things too. We all do, but forgetting doesn't mean you're fading. It means you've lived long enough to collect more than the average brain can hold. That's something to be proud of. What matters is that you keep reaching, keep asking questions, keep trying something new, even if you're not good at it. Especially if you're not good at it. That's where the magic happens. Let me tell you a little story. 2 years ago, my grandson asked me if I wanted to learn how to play chess. I laughed at him. Said, "My brain's too old for that." He looked me straight in the eye and said, "You drove me to preschool and taught me how to count to 100. You're not too old for anything." That night, I sat down and learned how the knight moves. I lost every single game for a week straight, and then I won one. You'd think I won the lottery, but it wasn't the win that mattered. It was how I felt afterward. Alive. Sparked. Like I just discovered a new piece of myself. That's the kind of feeling that keeps you out of the doctor's office. That's what keeps your spine straight, your hands steady, and your memory clear, not just winning, but growing. So there you have it. 5 simple habits. No pills. No fads. Just a life lived on purpose. I eat real food that grows from the earth, not from a box. I move like someone who still wants to dance at 100. I reach out to others, even when it's easier to stay quiet. I sit in silence so I can hear the truth beneath the noise, and I never stop learning, not because I have to, but because I get to. And the result: I'm 92. I drive. I live alone. I cook my meals. I remember birthdays. I haven't taken medication in over 3 decades, and I haven't had a cold, a flu, or even a sore throat since 1995. Not because I'm special, but because I chose to live deliberately, and you can, too. It doesn't matter how many candles were on your last cake. What matters is whether you still believe there's fire left in you, and I promise you, there is. So if you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for choosing yourself, because the very act of listening to this, of being curious, open, hopeful, that's health. That's healing. And if you felt even a flicker of inspiration today, I hope you'll share this with someone you love. Someone who needs a reminder that life isn't over, it's just changing shape. Leave me a comment, tell me what habit you're going to start. Or maybe share your own secret to staying young. I'd love to hear it. And if you want more videos like this, full of heart, truth, and practical ways to feel alive, hit that subscribe button and stay close. We're not here just to count the days. We're here to make every single one of them count. Here's to the spark in you. May it burn bright, no matter your age. You know, when I was younger, I used to think growing old meant slowing down, that one day I'd just wake up and feel irrelevant, like the world had moved on and left me behind. But now, at 92, I've realized something completely different. Aging doesn't mean fading, that it means refining, that it's not the end of the road, that it's the part where the view gets clearer, where you finally have the wisdom to look back and the courage to move forward anyway. So many people talk about the golden years like they're just about rest, naps, bingo, waiting rooms, but I believe the golden years are golden because they shine with clarity. You finally know what matters, that it's not status, not noise, not how many emails you answered or how many likes you got, that it's something quieter, deeper, that it's walking outside and noticing how the light hits the trees, that it's hearing a child laugh and remembering the sound of your own, that it's waking up in a quiet room and realizing you have another day, another chance. And the truth is, you don't need to be young to feel alive. You just need to say yes to yourself again, yes to movement, yes to nourishment, yes to connection, yes to rest, yes to learning, yes to life. Every day I wake up and ask myself, what can I do today that my future self will thank me for? Sometimes the answer is something small, like stretching before I get out of bed. Sometimes it's choosing fruit over sugar, or calling a friend I haven't spoken to in months, and some days, it's just choosing to be kind to myself, because let's face it, we've all made mistakes, that we've all wasted time, that we've all ignored our bodies, our hearts, our needs, but that doesn't mean we're finished, that it just means we're human, and the beautiful thing about being human is that we get to start over, every single day. That if you're listening to this right now, I want you to hear me clearly, you are not behind, you are not too late. You are not too old, you are a living, breathing miracle, with a heart that still beats, a brain that still thinks, and a soul that still feels. That's not nothing, that's everything. And if you feel like nobody sees you anymore, let me be the one who does. That I see your strength, that I see your story, that I see the fire that hasn't gone out, even if the world stopped looking for it. So, what now? You go take that walk, you pour a glass of water and drink it like it's the first step in a brand new chapter. You open the window, feel the air on your face, and remember that you're still here. And while you're at it, smile, because you, my friend, have made it farther than most that you've loved, lost, laughed, learned, and you're still standing. That's not something to be modest about, that's something to celebrate. So go celebrate. Start one of the 5 habits today, even just one. And watch what happens. Watch how your shoulders straighten, watch how your energy shifts, watch how life starts to whisper back, welcome. I've been waiting for you. If this video touched you, even just a little, I hope you'll share it with someone who needs it. A friend, a sibling, a neighbor, maybe even your own grown-up children. Remind them that life doesn't peak at 30. It unfolds beautifully, powerfully, across every decade. And if you'd like more stories, more hope, more practical ways to feel good in your body and peaceful in your heart, make sure to subscribe. This is just the beginning, because 92 isn't the finish line. It's just the latest chapter in a book that still has pages left. You've got more to write, more to give, more to live. So go ahead, live it, live boldly, live kindly, live like the miracle you are, and never, ever forget, you're not done yet, not by a long shot.